Hello, James. Welcome, mate. Good to see you on this Thursday. Lovely sunny day in Melbourne, and you're in Melbourne too, which is good.
Yeah, great to be here. Great to be back in Melbourne. Beautiful day here in Melbourne. Reminds me a lot of Adelaide. So good, you guys are finally getting some decent weather.
Well, I was going to say Adelaide, Noosa. Where else have you been? The IMARC thing. Where was that? Was that in
Sydney.
Adelaide or was that in Perth? I can't remember.
That was so. IMARC was in Sydney,
Right.
Noosa, Queensland. So it was all over the place. I've been on the road. Really busy month, but it's been excellent to see so many different companies and chat to
Yeah.
MDs, exploration managers. It's been really insightful. So and it comes at a really good time in the industry too.
It does too, and also a very timely time too, because obviously commodities, as we know, has taken a breather all week. I've been kind of discussing with various editors the different scenarios under the new Trump administration. On Monday, we had the effects on the crypto market. On Tuesday, we had the effects on the precious metals side of things. Callum was very bullish yesterday for small caps. The He's kind of more above what's going on in the political sense, but he's seeing big opportunities there. And now for the resources side of things, you're saying now obviously we know the dollar strengthened on Trump coming in, which is usually bad for commodities, which are priced in Aussie dollars. But you say this is a buying opportunity.
Absolutely. And our resources are one of the only areas of the market that have probably performed pretty poorly on the back of Trump's victory. So it comes as sort of almost sour news for resource investors, seeing these US equities go into even higher highs.
Yeah.
Um, but what I drew on in today's Fat Tail Daily piece was the fact that, sure, we've had this strong US dollar over the last couple of weeks. Um, but if we look at, say, Trump's previous time in office, I know it's not the exact playbook of what we can expect over the next 4 years,
Yeah.
but it does give you some insights on what could happen.
Yeah.
And throughout that time, so 2017 to 2021, those 4 years, the US dollar actually declined pretty sharply over that time, and that was after it rallied on the back in 2016 when Trump just and got his victory. So
Yeah.
just because the dollar is rising now doesn't necessarily it's going to mean it's going to keep rising for the next 4 years.
Hmm.
So I think that's a good reminder for resource investors, especially if you're sort of looking at taking advantage of this sell-off in the market.
Yeah. What specific commodity sectors, or is there one that stands out that you think might be most misunderstood by or mispriced by the market right now?
I think if you look at the value, I think critical minerals are still a key area to focus on. If you think about, okay, so China, how does it best counteract some of the tariff um, trade barriers that America is putting up against China, which Trump will probably initiate at
Yeah.
some point in his term in office? Well, so China dominates processing of refined critical minerals. That's what we've discussed several times in the past. So this remains China's sort of key ace card that it hasn't really deployed yet. So things like rare earths. We heard about germanium just in recent days about China looking to put further restrictions on that commodity as well, which is important for semiconductors. So I
Hmm.
think we'll just see this escalation in sort of trade wars. And on the China side, that's going to involve critical minerals. On the America side, that's going to involve tariffs. So you can just see what's sort of coming ahead, and critical minerals are really going to play a major role in any sort of trade hostilities between two world's biggest
Yeah.
economies.
What the tariff, the potential for tariffs, and whether that's a thing he actually does or whether it's just a bargaining tool remains to be seen. But your point that you make is that tariffs in and of themselves are really nothing new for China, right? And it
Yeah,
hasn't really stopped the cycle playing out.
exactly. And that's probably the most surprising bit that I got from putting together this Fat Tail Daily piece was that iron ore prices actually doubled throughout Trump's first term in office. So from, I think, about $75 per tonne to almost $155 per tonne over those 4 years. And
Mm.
that was despite trade tariffs at the time. So there was about $80 billion in tariffs against China through 2018 and 2019. So it just goes to show that tariffs, trade embargoes, it doesn't necessarily mean a weakened Chinese economy or dented demand for commodities. So that's what the market is pricing in right now. But that's not what the first term in office for Trump showed. So I think there's definitely a mispricing and an opportunity to maybe capture some value there for investors.
I was going to say, final question, like the deglobalization theme that you highlight represents both risks and opportunities, of course. How would you suggest Australian investors specifically structure their resource allocation in their portfolios to potentially benefit from that shifting dynamic in the market?
Yeah, so everyone's very bullish on US equities right now because of Trump, but I'm much more bullish on, say, Asia and being an Australian investor because we're perfectly positioned for that. I think America is just showing that it's deglobalizing, it's sort of clamming up, it's closing its borders, whereas China is opening up trade, it's securing new deals with just Indonesia last week, signed a huge number of deals. So Australia's closest neighbour. So there's so much opportunity in Asia, and I think this is really where the growth centre will be over the coming years. And I think that's a key advantage for Australian investors.
Awesome. We'll wrap it up there, nice and swift. Please do, if you're watching, check out James's piece today. It's 100% free to read. The link is in the description below. Thank you for your time, James, and we'll speak to you very soon.
No worries. Cheers, Wally.
Thanks for tuning in to FatTel Daily. If you're ready to take a new approach to building wealth, avoiding the same old mainstream ideas and investigating new market trends, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you don't miss a single video. And as a thank you, we've got a free report just for you. It is packed with actionable insights that show you how to capitalize on an alternative investment idea that you'll unlikely find anywhere else. You can download it right now by clicking on the link in the description below. So, if you're ready to discover strategies that the traditional market just doesn't offer, grab your free report. Until next time.